In the dense star field of the Andromeda Galaxy, where stars twinkled like the sequins on the gown of the night, humanity was about to make a startling revelation. The HSS Voyager, a sleek research vessel with the silhouette of a needle threading through the cosmos, was on a mission to explore the uncharted regions of this neighboring galaxy. The crew, a mix of seasoned astronauts and eager scientists, was under the command of Captain Elaine Zhao, a woman whose reputation for bravery and intelligence preceded her across the stars. As the Voyager glided through the cosmic ocean, a faint signal, like a whisper on the wind, caught the attention of Dr. Liam Sandberg, the ship's chief communication officer. The signal was unusual, structured in a way that suggested it was not just random noise, but a deliberate transmission. "Captain Zhao, you should see this," Liam called out, his voice a mixture of excitement and disbelief. Captain Zhao approached the communication deck, her eyes scanning the data on the screen. "What have we got, Liam?" "It's a signal, and it's structured. I think it's a message." The possibility of a message from another civilization sent a thrill through the crew. Humanity had long wondered if they were alone in the universe, and now, on the edge of known space, they might finally have their answer. As the Voyager honed in on the source of the signal, a planet came into view. It was a vibrant world, with swirling clouds of blue and green, much like Earth but untouched by human hands. The crew named it Gaia Andromeda. Captain Zhao decided to send a landing party. If this was indeed a signal from intelligent life, she wanted to meet them face to face. She selected a team of her best: Liam, Dr. Emily Nguyen, a xenobiologist, and Marcus Reed, a security officer. The landing craft descended towards Gaia Andromeda, the atmosphere crackling around them like static on an old television. As they landed, they were greeted not by darkness, but by a twilight that bathed everything in a soft purple hue, thanks to the planet's dual stars just dipping below the horizon. Stepping onto the alien soil, Emily was the first to notice the flora surrounding them. Plants with leaves that shimmered with metallic hues, and flowers that seemed to look back at them with curious eye-like patterns. "It's like the planet itself is alive," she whispered. They didn't have to wait long. Soon, figures emerged from the forests. They were tall, slender beings, with skin that reflected the twilight like a mirror. Their eyes were wide and expressive, and they moved with a grace that was almost mesmerizing. They communicated with a series of melodic tones that Liam struggled to capture on his audio recorder. The leader of the beings, who introduced herself as Elira through a device that translated her melodious language, expressed both surprise and delight at meeting humans. "We observed you from afar," she explained. "We never thought you'd reach us so soon." As night fell, Elira invited the humans to a gathering. It was there that the crew was introduced to the customs and culture of these beings, whom they learned to call the Elans. The event was a vibrant display of their technology and art, combining light and sound in a way that was deeply profound. However, the climax of the evening came when Elira asked about human reproduction, a topic that seemed to fascinate her and her people immensely. The humans exchanged awkward glances. Describing their biological processes to an alien culture was not something they had prepared for. Elira sensed their hesitation. "It is through understanding each other's lives that we can truly become allies and friends," she said, her tone gentle, encouraging. Dr. Nguyen took a deep breath and began to explain in the most scientific terms possible the human reproductive system. The aliens listened with rapt attention, their faces a mask of curiosity and wonder. As the explanation concluded, Elira's response was one of amazement. "Wow, you humans really do that to reproduce?" The laughter that followed broke any lingering tension, and the night continued with stories shared between the new friends, under the stars of a galaxy so like, and yet so unlike, their own. Thus began humanity's first true interaction with alien life, on the soil of a world that promised not only new friends, but new mysteries to unravel. The night of festivities gave way to a bright, twin-starred morning on Gaia Andromeda. Captain Zhao convened a meeting with her crew, alongside their alien hosts. Elira, resplendent in robes that shimmered like the surface of a pond at sunrise, expressed her people's eagerness to deepen the cultural exchange. "We have much to share," Elira said, her voice carrying the soft harmonics of her people's language even through the translator. "And we are keen to learn from you as well." Liam, who had spent the night poring over recordings of Aelan music, suggested a reciprocal exchange of knowledge. "We could start with art and science. We share our technological advancements, and in return, learn more about your unique biotechnologies." Elira nodded in agreement. "A fair exchange. Our bioluminescent forests, for instance, are not just flora, but a living network of bioorganic tech. They are the heart of our environmental control systems." Fascinated, Dr. Nguyen proposed a visit to these forests. Elira arranged for a guide, a young Aelan named Thalia, to lead the human guests. The forest was unlike any terrestrial woodland. The trees stood tall, their trunks glowing faintly with internal light. Leaves fluttered with a soft glow, illuminating pathways that intertwined like the circuitry of a massive biocomputer. Thalia explained, "Each tree is connected through a root system that acts much like your internet, sharing nutrients and data across vast distances." As they walked, Marcus kept a protective eye on the surroundings. His military training had taught him that beauty often masked danger, but here the only threat seemed to be from falling fruit, which Thalia cheerfully caught and offered to the humans. "These are rich in nutrients," she smiled, handing out the luminous produce. Meanwhile, Captain Zhao discussed potential treaties with Elira, considering environmental protection clauses and cultural exchange programs. Their conversation was interrupted by a sudden, shrill tone from Liam's communication device. "We're picking up something strange from the outer atmosphere," Liam reported, his brow furrowed as he checked the data. "It's a storm, but not a natural one. It looks manufactured." Elira's expression darkened. "It is the Verulians. They do not welcome outsiders. We thought their patrols had moved on." The Verulians, as Elira explained, were a warrior race that viewed the Aelan's open approach to the cosmos with suspicion and disdain. They used weather manipulation technology as a first strike, disrupting a planet's climate to unsettle newcomers. "We must prepare for their arrival," Elira said, her calm demeanor giving way to a strategic focus. "They will want to speak with you, to determine if you are a threat." Back at the ship, the crew fortified their systems while Elira communicated with her council. Dr. Nguyen, alongside Thalia, collected samples from the forest, hoping to understand more about the Aelan's biotech, knowledge that might prove essential in the coming days. As the storm clouds gathered, casting an ominous shadow over the vibrant world, Captain Zhao and her team readied themselves for what might be the first real test of their diplomatic skills in this foreign galaxy. The looming conflict with the Verulians was not what they had hoped for, but they stood ready to defend their new friends, armed with knowledge, respect, and an earnest desire for peace. As the manufactured storm brewed, transforming the sky into a canvas of swirling grays and ominous blacks, the crew of the HSS Voyager adjusted their strategies. Captain Zhao assembled her team in the main hall of the ship, mapping out a plan under the watchful guidance of Elira and her council. "We need to understand the Verulians' motives without escalating the situation," Captain Zhao explained, her voice steady despite the rising winds outside. Liam suggested they use the communication systems to open a dialogue. "If we can explain our peaceful intentions, perhaps we can avoid conflict," he proposed. The Verulians made contact sooner than expected. Their message was curt, broadcasted over a harsh, static-filled channel. "Identify yourselves and state your purpose," demanded a harsh, guttural voice, speaking the universal trade language but with a sharp accent that made the words seem like a threat. Elira, standing by Zhao's side, whispered, "Be honest but cautious. They respect strength." Captain Zhao responded with composed clarity. "We are explorers from Earth seeking to learn and share knowledge. We come in peace and respect the sovereignty of this region." There was a pause, the static crackling like a bonfire in the silence. Then the voice returned. "Your presence here is not welcomed. The Aelans have no authority to invite outsiders into Verulian-claimed territories." The situation was more complicated than Zhao had hoped. Illyra explained that while the Verulians controlled several systems, Gaia Andromeda was a neutral planet by ancient treaties. However, the Verulians often disregarded these in favor of their aggressive expansionist policies. Marcus Reed, ever the tactician, suggested they prepare for a possible show of force. We should display our defensive capabilities. It might discourage them from immediate aggression. As the Verulian fleet materialized from the storm, sleek, dark vessels that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it, Dr. Nguyen and Thalia returned from the forest with valuable insights. The alien biotech could potentially disrupt the Verulian weather manipulation technology, effectively calming the storm and demonstrating the combined strength and intelligence of the Allies. With Illyra's consent, they set the plan into motion. The alien device, resembling a large luminescent seed, was placed atop the Voyager's hull. Thalia activated it, and pulses of vibrant energy flowed from the seed, casting a protective dome of light around the ship and dissipating the artificial storm. As the skies cleared, the Verulians hailed them again, this time with a tone tinged with caution. "You wield alien technologies," the voice observed, its roughness softened slightly. "Why should we not consider this an act of war?" Captain Zhao, seizing the moment of uncertainty in their adversary's voice, extended an olive branch. "Because we also offer this technology as a gesture of peace. We have no desire for conflict but wish to coexist and learn from all cultures, including yours." The tension that had thickened the air seemed to dissipate slightly. The Verulian commander, intrigued or perhaps outmaneuvered, requested a parley. "We will meet on the neutral ground of Gaia Andromeda. There, we will discuss your fate." As the Voyager crew prepared for the meeting, there was a sense of cautious optimism. They had managed to turn a potentially hostile confrontation into a diplomatic opportunity, thanks to their quick thinking and the aliens' unique technologies. Yet as they readied themselves to face the Verulians in person, they were acutely aware of the challenges that lay ahead. Diplomacy was delicate, and the galaxy was vast and unpredictable. The designated meeting site was a plateau overlooking the luminous forests of Gaia Andromeda, a location chosen for its neutrality and beauty. Captain Zhao, accompanied by Liam and Marcus, approached the area where the Verulian delegates awaited. The atmosphere was tense, the air thick with the electric charge of impending discussions that could either forge peace or ignite conflict. The Verulian delegation was led by Commander Kravik, a figure imposing not just in stature, but in the aura of authority he exuded. His skin was a tapestry of scarred silver, eyes a penetrating yellow that seemed to dissect everything they beheld. "We observe that you have respected the call for a parley," Kravik stated, his voice resonating with a metallic timbre. "This is good. It shows wisdom." Captain Zhao nodded. "We come with the intention of understanding and respecting the boundaries and laws of this region. We wish to be allies, not adversaries." Kravik paced slowly, his gaze shifting from Zhao to the verdant expanse below. "Your ship, your presence here, it disrupts a balance that has been maintained for centuries. Why should we believe your intentions are as benign as you claim?" Liam stepped forward, offering up a tablet displaying data from their scientific studies and cultural exchanges with the aliens. "Our mission is one of knowledge and shared growth. Here are our findings, our advancements offered freely. We seek collaboration." The Verulians scrutinized the data, their expressions unreadable. After a moment, Kravik gestured towards the forests. "Your collaboration with the aliens is evident. But what of the Verulians? What do we gain from allowing your presence to continue?" It was Marcus who responded, his voice steady. "In addition to our technological and scientific contributions, we offer our mediation services to help settle disputes within this sector, including those involving resource claims and territorial expansions. A neutral party can provide a fresh perspective, potentially beneficial to all." Kravik's eyes narrowed, considering the proposal. "And if we were to accept these terms, what assurances would we have of your neutrality?" "Formal treaties," Captain Zhao replied promptly. "Binding agreements, witnessed and upheld by intergalactic councils. We also propose a trial period, where our actions and benefits to this sector are observed and judged. The negotiation continued for hours, with each side cautiously circling the terms and conditions of a potential agreement. Finally, Kravik stood straighter, his voice carrying a finality that seemed to echo off the surrounding trees. "We will consider this proposal a temporary truce, lasting 1 local year. During this time, your actions will be observed, your contributions evaluated. If you prove to be the allies you claim, we will formalize this truce into a lasting peace." Captain Zhao extended her hand, a human gesture of agreement that Kravik mirrored after a brief hesitation. "Agreed. Let us take this year to demonstrate our commitment to peace and mutual prosperity." As the Verulian delegation departed, the human team felt a mixture of relief and anticipation. They had averted immediate danger and gained a chance to solidify their place in this complex tapestry of galactic politics. Back aboard the Voyager, the crew celebrated quietly. They had secured a fragile peace, but the real work, building trust and proving their worth to a skeptical audience, lay ahead. Illyra contacted Zhao, her message one of congratulations and caution. "You have navigated the storm well," she said, "but remember, the skies of diplomacy are prone to sudden changes. Stay vigilant." Captain Zhao assured her, "We will, and we'll do it together." With the ship now in a stationary orbit, the Voyager turned into a hub of activity. Scientists, diplomats, and scholars worked tirelessly, planning outreaches and exchanges. Each day brought new challenges, but also new opportunities to bridge the gaps between cultures and species. As they worked, the crew of the Voyager were not just representatives of Earth anymore. They were pioneers on the galactic stage, playing their part in weaving a new chapter of universal harmony. As the Earth year progressed, the crew of the HSS Voyager found themselves more integrated into the local galactic community. Their station as a hub of interstellar diplomacy and scientific exchange grew, with delegates from various species and planets visiting regularly. The ship buzzed with activity, its halls filled with beings of different shapes, sizes, and colors, each bringing their own unique perspectives and technologies. Dr. Nguyen led a collaborative research project with both Aelin and Verulian scientists, focusing on the development of advanced agricultural systems that could work in various planetary environments. This project was not just a blend of technology, but of philosophies, where each species' approach to ecology and sustainability was considered and integrated. Meanwhile, Liam orchestrated an intergalactic symposium on communication technologies, featuring linguists, programmers, and engineers from across the sector. They worked on enhancing translator devices to accommodate the nuances of the various languages, a task that proved both challenging and immensely rewarding as understanding deepened and communication barriers fell. Amidst these scientific endeavors, Captain Zhao and Marcus Reed engaged in a series of diplomatic missions, visiting Verulian-controlled worlds. These missions were delicate, as they needed to affirm Earth's neutrality and dedication to peace, without appearing subservient or threatening. Each visit was meticulously planned, from the gifts they brought to the words they spoke, ensuring they respected local customs and highlighted mutual benefits. During one such visit, on a planet known for its mineral-rich mountains and fierce inhabitants, Captain Zhao presented a model of shared mining rights that would benefit not only the Verulians and Earth, but also smaller, less technologically advanced planets in the sector. Her proposal was met with skepticism at first, but as discussions progressed, the leaders saw the value in Zhao's vision of cooperative wealth generation and resource management. Back on Gaia Andromeda, Illyra and her council hosted cultural festivals, inviting members of various species to share their traditions, arts, and cuisines. These festivals became a melting pot of cultures, where music from one planet harmonized with the dances from another, and stories of ancient heroes and new frontiers were exchanged under starlit skies. One evening, as a new alliance was celebrated with lights and music echoing through the Voyager, an unexpected guest arrived. A lone spacecraft, sleek and somber, entered the orbit of Gaia Andromeda. It belonged to the Calesians, a reclusive and highly advanced species known for their prowess in artificial intelligence and quantum engineering. The Calesians had observed the growing alliance from a distance, and now, intrigued by the unfolding cooperation, they sent an envoy to discuss potential participation. The Calesian envoy, a being composed of light and energy contained within a shimmering suit, was greeted with cautious curiosity. Their technology was leagues ahead, and their motives, while unclear, promised a new depth of collaboration and advancement for the Alliance. As Captain Zhao welcomed the envoy aboard the Voyager, the crew was acutely aware of the significance of this moment. Successfully integrating the Calesians into their coalition could catapult their technological capabilities and diplomatic standing to new heights. With each new partnership, the web of alliances strengthened, weaving a tapestry of cooperation that spanned the sector. Each species brought a piece of their world, their knowledge and their hopes, creating a collective that was richer and more resilient than any of its parts alone. As the year neared its close, the success of these efforts seemed palpable, not just in treaties and technologies shared, but in the bonds formed between once distant worlds. The Voyager had become more than a ship. It was a beacon of unity in the vast cosmos, a testament to the potential of shared dreams and mutual respect. The year drew to a close with the Voyager firmly established as a pivotal hub in the evolving tapestry of interstellar relations. Captain Zhao stood on the observation deck, overlooking the expanse of space that had once seemed so daunting and unknown. Now, it brimmed with possibility, a testament to the progress forged through diplomacy and shared curiosity. The final council meeting of the year was held aboard the Voyager, with representatives from all the allied species, including the recently joined Calesians, gathered around the large holographic table that displayed the sector map, dotted with markers representing cooperative projects and treaty zones. Commander Kravik, who had once greeted them with suspicion, now spoke of the Voyager with a respectful tone. "Your efforts have brought stability to this sector," he acknowledged, his voice resonant in the quiet of the council chamber. "The Verulian Empire is prepared to uphold the peace and extend our treaties." The Calesian envoy, a shimmering presence that captivated the room, added, "We have observed your initiatives. Your model of cooperation is an efficient system, one that promotes growth and stability. We are prepared to contribute our technologies to this alliance." Dr. Nguyen presented the latest data from the joint agricultural projects, showing yield increases and environmental improvements across multiple worlds. These results not only ensure food security, but also enhance biodiversity, creating stronger ecosystems, she explained, her words supported by vibrant images of flourishing alien farms. Liam, whose work on communication had fostered deeper connections across cultural lines, shared the latest upgrade to the Universal Translator. Now equipped with AI algorithms derived from Calesian technology, it could process idiomatic expressions and cultural nuances, enhancing understanding and reducing miscommunications. As the meeting progressed, plans for the upcoming year were laid out. More ambitious projects were on the horizon. A shared research facility on Gaia Andromeda, a defense pact to protect the sector from external threats, and an interstellar cultural exchange program that promised to bring the arts of many worlds to new audiences. Alira took the floor, her voice harmonious, reflecting the optimism in the room. This alliance, born out of necessity and nurtured through respect and understanding, has become a beacon across the galaxies. Let us continue to be the example of what can be achieved when diverse beings unite for a common good. The meeting concluded with a ceremony in the Voyager's Grand Hall, where representatives signed the extended treaties. The documents were inscribed with symbols from each culture, representing their commitment to peace and mutual prosperity. As the delegates mingled, sharing stories and laughter, Captain Zhao stepped aside, taking a moment to absorb the scene. Marcus joined her, his expression one of quiet satisfaction. "Did you ever think we'd get this far?" he asked. Zhao smiled, watching the swirl of interspecies camaraderie. "I hoped, and in this job, hope is what drives us forward. But seeing it become a reality, this coalition, it's more than I imagined." The stars outside seemed to shine a little brighter, their light reflecting off the Voyager as it sailed through space. It was more than just a vessel now. It was a symbol of unity, a shared home for ideas and dreams across countless worlds. As the celebrations continued, Zhao's thoughts turned to the future. The universe was vast, filled with challenges and mysteries yet to be discovered. But with their new allies and the bonds of trust and friendship they had forged, humanity was no longer exploring the cosmos alone. They were part of a community, vast and varied, ready to face whatever came next, together.